In this video, I'll be sharing with you my experience over the 4 days of learning my mantra meditation. Wherever you are,
I'm afraid of being kidnapped.
whomever you are,
Terrible happens to him that's out of his control.
whatever is going on around you,
I'm fearful of my husband.
and with all the thoughts going on in your head, you too can find the peace that comes from stillness. You simply need to sit down and search within. In my video on my first meditation, which I've linked above if you haven't watched it, I shared with you my first meditation experience and the things that were going through my head at that time. So now, after that, you spend the next few days checking in with your instructor to make sure that any of your questions you have are being answered and that you're comfortable with your meditation practice. At this point, I had not shared with anybody that I had learned meditation or that I was practicing meditation. I felt that they might think I was a little strange or that I joined a religion, cult. I didn't want to be judged from non-meditators for meditating, or at that time, I thought even worse, from meditators for not being spiritual enough. So again, I didn't share with anybody, went into my checkings, and nothing really happened over the next 3 days. In my meditations, I didn't feel I had any silence, any mystical experiences. I didn't really feel like much was happening, but I continued to meditate twice a day for 20 minutes, plus the 20 minutes when I went to check in with my instructor. So I was meditating for about an hour a day. The entire time I was meditating though, I was thinking, is this my mantra? Am I pronouncing it right? What does it mean? Why doesn't it have a meaning? I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. I definitely am pronouncing it wrong. What was it again? And these thoughts just continually went through my mind, and I thought, there's no way that this is beneficial, but I'll continue to do it because people say it's beneficial. So every time I went to a check-in, I would ask the instructor, is this my mantra? Am I pronouncing it correct? And every time they'd say it was correct, but I was still questioning it. Again, I was meditating for about an hour a day, and nothing was really happening. I didn't notice anything different. It didn't seem different. I continued everything else I was doing on a daily basis. From my perspective, I was basically wasting an hour a day for this past weekend and few days after that with no beneficial experience or anything. But I knew that I'd had that one experience on my first meditation, so I knew it was possible, so I continued to meditate. For all I could tell, I was meditating for an hour a day, and that hour was a waste of time. I was having thoughts, nothing was different on the outside. I was just spending an hour doing something that had no benefit, and it was quite frustrating. And like most people, I don't feel like I have an hour to waste every day. Then I was driving to the office one morning. Maybe you've had an experience like this. You're driving somewhere, and the next thing you know, you're at the destination. You've gotten there, arrived, but you have no idea how you got there. You were just like on autopilot, and you can't recall actually any of the drive, but you know you made it. So similar to that, I was driving to the office on the same route that I took every time, the same streets, the same buildings, but there was one huge difference. I could recall the entire drive, the people, the intersections, the cars. What was impactful though, I was conscious of the entire drive. I could recall what had occurred, but what was impactful was that my mind had not attached a judgment to everything I had seen and witnessed. My mind was quiet, and I had just taken in the scenes, and that was it. So when I arrived to the office, it felt as though I had had no thought for the entire 20 to 30 minutes of my drive. But I could recall everything, but it just didn't. I had simply taken in the information and not done anything with it. My mind was anchored in stillness, and the entire drive had felt like I had not had a thought. As I got out of the car at the office, I recall thinking, wow, that was kind of weird, not to have a thought for the entire drive, which usually my mind is racing the entire time, complaining about people on the road, driving, hitting red lights, traffic, the weather. Granted, we don't have that much weather here, but you know what I mean? Have a conversation in your head about everything that occurs. And for the first time, I had done that drive and nothing had occurred. My mind was still, and I had another experience to reinforce that meditations were helping me. If you've had a similar experience in your meditations, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. If sharing my story has helped you along your course, please like this video. And if you know anybody that's starting their journey or could benefit from this information, please share it with them. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.